Hello and welcome back to GP's Odds and Ends. Jessica here. So I have my budget breakdown that I need to do today, but you'll see that I have my happy planner here. So normally I use my Clever Fox book. I got this as a budget book. However, I did not set anything up in here for January. So I really have not been using a lot of these pages. I started using in December. I used the expense tracker pages to kind of do my budget breakdown. It's just a lot. It's a lot to do. Putting all of the stickers in there, kind of filling everything out the way that I want it. And to only use those pages and not really use anything else, I feel like this book has kind of run its course as far as its usefulness to me. The other things I did like the debt tracker information in the back, the savings tracker. I may try to figure out something else for that situation, but the reason I have this out is because I did go onto my computer and kind of created a budget tracker that I can put right into my planner. So this is my new budget tracker. I used it in my computer. The pages in here are about 9x7, I think. So your standard printer paper is a little bit bigger than that because it's 8.5x11 for regular printer paper, and this of course is 9x7. So I did have to cut it a bit to kind of fit so it's not hanging over the edges, but I didn't mind that so much. But I kind of tailored this a little bit more to how I want to break down my budget. So I have the different categories that I normally stuff that you see in the other book that I kind of write out. This one I'm going to use for my next paycheck. I did already kind of start this one, and I have the hole punch now, so I can put this right into the planner. So I did also create one for February, so I just changed the color scheme a little bit. These are supposed to be hearts, but the picture's a little bit stretched out, so it's hard to tell. But I just changed the color scheme a little bit, and the font and everything, but I kept the basic layout. So I'm going to do this for the next probably couple of months and just see how I like this layout, if there's anything I want to change. And I didn't put my categories in here just in case there was anything that I wanted to or needed to change, or as I pay off certain things, I may not need to put everything in there and whatnot. So we will go from there. So I'm going to grab some of my information so I can start filling this out, and we can do the budget breakdown for my first January check. Okay, so I did zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm writing in and everything a little bit better. So I still kind of like to have what I'm going to put for my income, my buffer, and my taxes kind of up and separated here a little bit. So for my first January check, my income is going to be $1,317. It's also 87 cents, but I'm just going to round it to the 13.17. I'm going to put $50 into my buffer, and I take 5% for taxes, so that's going to be $66. So that's going to leave me with a remaining amount of $1,201 to stuff. So let me just double check my math. Yep, $1,201. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is focus on what's going to stay in the bank. So and I'm just going to grab my binders, my envelope binders, just so I can make sure I'm putting in the correct amounts. But for storage, so I rent a storage unit. That is $92 per paycheck. For my cell phone this time around, I'm gonna need $44. My credit cards, I did schedule those payments through my next paycheck, which will be about January 20th. So I have scheduled $100 worth of payments. For shopping, I think I'm gonna come back. Oh, actually, I know I have it's not really a subscription because it's not something I'm going to be keeping long term, but I do get K-Cups directly from Keurig. It was kind of a deal when I got the new Keurig machine that I had to sign up for like an auto delivery in order to get the machine at a discounted price. So I'm almost done fulfilling that, but the next one is going to come out shortly after this paycheck, and that's going to be about $55. And then just to give myself a little bit extra, I think I'm going to go ahead and put $80 in here. Okay, now here is something, a little bit of a change. So my car payment, I was taking that out in cash and including that as part of my debt section in previous paychecks. Because I'm going to be taking over the payment, and this is through a different bank than my bank that I use for my personal checking and savings, I'm going to need to transfer the money from my personal checking account into the other bank account that holds the loan so that I can make the payment directly from their site. So I'm going to start keeping this in the bank. There's no point in pulling out the cash just to redeposit it back in so that I can transfer it to the other bank and then make the payment. So the payment is approximately $250 a month, so I'm going to split that between the two checks, so that will be $125. I do already have $500 saved up, so that's going to get deposited into the bank shortly and then transferred over to the other account so I can start making those payments. The payment's not due until the end of the month, but I already have 2 payments saved up, so this will just go towards future. Gas, I'm not gonna do anything because I don't really need to at this point. And then for Dunkin', I only have 10 in there currently, so I'm gonna add another 10. So for total, we have $451 for my online bills. Now for my subscriptions, most of these come out in the beginning of the month, so I'm going to try to split these payments as well so that not all of this is going to come out with my second paycheck. So for Patreon, that's an $8 charge, so I'm going to split it and do 4. OnStar is normally about $43, so if I split that, I can do $22. My Sirius subscription is about $18, so I can do $9. And then I did start a subscription with Planner Envy to get like a sticker kits and everything. So I did receive my first box for that recently. It's about $39 to about $40 per month, so I'm going to split that and do $20. But I'll be showing that in a future video. I think I'll do a plan with me to set up my planner for next week soon, and I'll use the stickers that came in that kit because I think they're kind of geared towards Happy New Year, so I don't mind that so much, but I want to use them sooner rather than later. And then for my HelloFresh dinner kits, those are $58 per week. So my total for my subscriptions is going to be $171. So my total staying in the bank is $622. If I minus that from the 1201, I have $579 left to stuff. So on to my wallet. I did go through my wallet earlier. I still have a good amount in some categories. I don't think I'm going to stuff this too extensively because I do have some savings challenges that I know that I can finish, and I can put some of that into these categories as well. So I think for dining, I'm just going to add 20. I do need to put a little additional in grocery, so I'm going to do 40 in there. Shopping, I'm not going to add anything. Entertainment, I'm just going to do 10. And beauty, I'm just going to do 10. So we have a total here of 80. Okay, then for my long-term funds, for my annual payments, let me just take a look at my binder here. So for my annual payments, I have been doing $40 each paycheck to make sure I have enough when those come up. For car insurance, I do $35. Those are the two fixed amounts. Everything else is kind of variable. I do need to get an oil change soon. I do have $160 saved up in there, but I'm going to go ahead and do 20. For emergency and saving, I've been doing 10 per paycheck. I do also want to bump that up, both of them, to 20. I want to start saving more in those categories, so if something does come up, I am prepared. For vacation, I'm just going to do 10, and medical, we're just going to do 10. So that gives us a total for the long-term funds of $155. Yep, $155. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little note here. So we had $579 remaining minus our 80 and minus the 155. That gives us a total of 344 remaining. So now on to debt. So my mom always gets 50. I'm not going to do anything currently for school. I may contribute to that as I complete savings challenges, or I think in March is going to be a magic month for me, which means instead of 2 paychecks, I'll get 3. So I'll be able to stuff in some of these other categories more than I normally would. And I know I will probably be getting a bonus, probably one of my biggest bonuses from work in hopefully February. So I have some big paychecks coming in the next couple of months. So I want to do at least a $100 payment for extra debt per paycheck, so $200 per month. So I'm going to do 100. So minus that from the 344. Whoops, 344 minus, this is going to be 150. That gives me 194 to go towards the savings challenges. So I know I could put more of that towards debt, but I have some of my bigger debts paid off. So I am focusing on credit cards right now, paying those off. And I know that that doesn't seem like, like I could put more towards that. However, the savings challenges to me is just a more fun way to save up more money over time. And I do plan on using the saving challenges to go towards debt as well. So some of this will go towards my holiday binder and some will go towards debt as I complete those savings challenges. So I am not upset with that. Okay, so if I add up everything here, so my total cash withdrawal is going to be these should equal out to the 579. So we have 80, 155, 150, and 194. So that's 579. And then plus the taxes of 66. That'll be a total of 645. Okay, because I take the taxes out in cash. And then if I add up everything here, 150, 194, 155, the 80, my 171, and my 451, that should equal the 1201, which it does. All right, so that is my budget breakdown for my next paycheck. I will be doing probably the savings challenges. I know I have at least one that I can finish, so I'll probably, I don't know if I'll unstuff that at the same time or not, but let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, bye for now.